Okay, so now we are going to discuss some of the traits or some of the results that I saw that embarrassed me or something that I think will make it difficult for me to grow as a leader. And honestly, I can't think of anything that I felt embarrassed about in the leadership assessment that was revealed. Um, I mean, yeah, I wasn't really embarrassed by anything. And that could just be because I don't view this assessment or this assignment as something to be embarrassed about. I think that's just really good information to have about yourself. Um, I got a pretty good number of fours and fives. Like I said, I had one, two. One person gave me a two, and that was being close to the organization. But I think that that's the individual where I worked at my really hectic school. And I wasn't that close to the organization. I was very common to work, and leave. So I really wasn't close to everybody. So I feel like I know who gave me that. But everyone else gave me fours and fives. So like I said, I don't know. People said that they feel I promote change. They said I'm curious and I'm a quick learner and I know how to get support. I feel that. I think what I really want to focus on is continuing to engage in activities like this with my coworkers. Like I feel it would be really good if my admin team and all the um, grade level leaders did this maybe like twice a year at the beginning of each semester. I mean, maybe four times a year at the beginning of each semester, at the end of each semester. So yeah, I think at this point, I can't think of something I was embarrassed about, but I do want to make sure I leverage a couple of things. I do want to keep an eye on the being detailed in the big picture. Even though I got three fives, I did get one three. So I just want to make sure I continue to pay attention to detail, and I want to keep an eye on the question of whether people think I'm dictatorial or democratic. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that question. Um, so the personal insight portion, I want to talk about where I believe I will practice my leadership strengths. I There's so many areas at work for me to try to be a leader. I know that this summer, I believe I was really able to demonstrate my leadership skills. And I know that I became more confident in myself this summer. I got a summer school counseling position, but I ended up kind of being more of an administrator because the principal that coordinated it ended up leaving, and then I ended up working with a former administrator. And while I worked with him in previous years, like I had a leadership position as a counselor, but I don't think he, like just kind of really saw me in the way that I probably presented myself this summer. So we had a really good working relationship, and I just got to meet a lot of people. My kids thought I was actually coordinating the program and, just helping teachers out with things that weren't related to counseling and just, being able to establish many relationships with the people that work at that school. Like I said, that's just something I've had to work on consistently my whole life. Like some people never meet a stranger and they just kind of open up easily, and that's just a skill I did not have. And then the older I get, it's actually gotten easier. So I was just really proud of myself. So that was one area where I practiced my leadership skills of coordinating and collaborating and just consistently communicating and wearing all these different hats. At work, I was going to coordinate an after school program. I am no longer going to do that due to an issue with my certification. I've always been a counselor and never been a teacher. So I ended up not coordinating that program. But I also think the whole process of letting my principal know before they were told by the district or just anything like that, I feel that that was a chance for me to practice my leadership skills. Like, having a difficult conversation, I didn't want to have the conversation because I was like, okay, Thea, you knew you weren't a teacher. Why did you even do it? But not only was I able to have that difficult conversation, I took it upon myself to find another coordinator so my principals and assistant principals didn't have to worry about that, because I felt that, that was a situation that I created, and I felt that I was the sole contributor to it. And just a lot of persuasion and teamwork. And I was able to get somebody to take that very, very, very big project on for me. So I feel like that was a really recent area for me to practice my leadership strengths. I am going to be coordinating student council. So coordinating that, working in the community. But I feel like I always have a lot of areas to practice my leadership skills. I do support our county counselor association, the DeKalb Professional School Counselor Association, and the association is at a really interesting point right now. We don't know if we kind of want to move forward or not. We had 2 of our main officers step down this year, so we're in limbo. So I would like to practice my leadership skills with that, but it's really time consuming. But if I had to pick a place where I would work on these things as a communicator and working on input and the solitude while I think, that would probably be a really big one with my county counselor association. And just making sure I contribute thoughtfully to our admin team meetings. We have a building leadership team meetings. We have core leadership team meetings. I have the NTSS training. So there really isn't a day that goes by that I'm not practicing my skills just alone in my job. Unfortunately, COVID, I haven't really been to like any weddings, or I'm not a part of any hobby clubs. I really want to do that though. Get out and meet people and just have more hobbies or social events to go to. And I haven't really done that. Probably even before the pandemic, but the pandemic really exacerbated that. So the self-awareness quiz and talking about the results. So the 4 categories on the insight report were seeker, and they were introspector and aware and pleaser, where seeker has less developed internal and external self-awareness, and introspectors have more developed, and they have more developed self-awareness but less developed external self-awareness. They have pleasers. Pleasers have more developed external self-awareness but less developed internal self-awareness. And aware are the people that just developed in external and internal self-awareness. And I got seeker on this. And so I thought that was really interesting. It says that as a seeker, I have yet to develop a complete understanding of who I am and how I'm seen by others. It says I'm lacking in self-awareness. So I would probably say that's pretty shocking. I'm not sure how are that my answers deferred between my friend that I asked to take it for me deferred, but um my self rating, I mean, if my leadership assessment had been really different from the 360 leadership assessment from everybody else, and then this happened, then it would make sense. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that I rated myself pretty much identical to how everybody rated me on the leadership assessment. And then I got this results from this quiz telling me I'm not self-aware and I'm lacking self-awareness. So it just seems like the person that completed for me we had very different answers. So maybe I'm not as aware as I thought I was, or I have no idea. I really don't even know what to say about that. It says, how well do these results match your self rating? How do I plan to improve both? I don't know. That's a really hard question to answer because I feel that I'm self aware and I feel that that was proven through the 360 leadership assessment that I'm extremely aware. I mean, I had identical. The only times the answers weren't identical is when they rated me even higher than I rated myself. Like they gave me more positive ratings. So, but I mean, you can always improve self awareness. You can never just be so aware. I think that just kind of comes from listen. I just continue to listen to my gut and continue to ask people for honest feedback. Um, I'll continue to try to reflect on positive experiences and negative experiences. Um, and yeah, the quiz says one thing I could do is contact somebody and have a meal with them and ask them to eat with me and all of these things. And I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I'll just continue to try to have honest conversations with the people around me. Um, and probably keeping a journal because that's just what I choose to do. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So out of everything that's most shocking, that's probably the most shocking one because it's just a huge. It's just night and day. Like I would have thought maybe I would at least have gotten introspector, because I know I'm self aware. I know I have pretty high internal self awareness. And maybe the less developed external self awareness, because like in the leadership assessment, people saying like I'm willing to make enemies. So I will kind of take that to mean like maybe I don't understand how I come off to other people. But I don't know if I don't agree with the seeker. I don't think I'm less developed externally and internally. But I can't really, like, I was able to compare the answers from my assessment to what everyone else said. And I can't do that with this one. So I don't know the answers that were put, but I just don't agree with that. Um, and while I don't agree with the results, I did share ways that I feel I can, just continue to work on being a more aware individual. So these are the things in my leadership action plan. And I really enjoyed this assignment. It is a very beneficial assignment. I feel like I have a very clear understanding of how my closest coworkers view me. We've talked about areas of strength, areas of improvement, and areas of application. Thank you.